What's going on, guys? Killer6 back with another top 10 in Borderlands 2, and this time we're taking a look at the worst pearls and legendaries in the game. These items are so bad that despite their rarity, most vault hunters are disappointed to get them. So let's get right into it.
Here we are, starting with number 10. Good enough to be on the list, but not that good.
Coming in at number 10 is the Logans Gun. This is a potential drop from Wilhelm, who you encounter during the course of a normal playthrough. This pistol is so bad that it literally requires you to aim at the feet of your enemies to do any damage, but even then, the damage output is so mediocre that the only true use for this gun is along with an absorb shield like the Sham to refill your rocket ammo.
Not a bad start. Now let's see number 9.
At number 9, the Madhouse. Now, assault rifles are widely regarded as the worst weapon type in the game, well, besides spikers, darts, and splat guns, but sure, a legendary assault rifle must be at least decent, right? Well, not this one. The Madhouse is a bandit-manufactured assault rifle, which means large mag size, terrible accuracy. The accuracy is made worse by the actual behavior of this weapon, which fires in a sort of swerving side-to-side pattern, and then it splits into additional projectiles. So it sounds like it would at least be fun on gauge, but even with her close enough skill, this gun just absolutely sucks.
Don't hate, it's number 8.
Coming in at number 8 is the Godfinger. This Pearlescent sniper has one of the most badass names of any terrible item in any game that I've ever played. Most snipers in this game do massive damage with crits, and some, like the Pimpernel, are amazing at splitting projectiles and doing huge bursts of damage to the body. Well, the Godfinger lies somewhere in the middle. This gun does do up to 14 times damage if the pellets hit, but the trick is you have to be so dramatically far away in order for the projectiles to split that it's going to be much further than any reasonable situation in the game will dictate. Now you add to that this is a bolt action, slow fire rate, and reload Jacob sniper with lower base damage output than most white rarity items, and you can easily see why this item makes the list.
Number 7!
At number 7 is the Storm, and speaking of pearlescent snipers, this Malawan sniper is another huge disappointment. Here is a sniper that always comes in shock element, but cannot even strip the shield of a basic trash mob enemy in one shot. The Storm works sort of like the Flacker. When it hits a target or a surface, multiple orbs come out to do damage to enemies nearby, and then those explode to do a small amount of damage as well. None of those will do any sort of significant damage, however, leaving this sniper a far weaker gun than some green snipers of the same level.
Number 6!
Coming in at number 6 is the Unforgiven. Now, the first time you pick up the Unforgiven, you feel like Clint Eastwood in one of his classic westerns, but after trying to kill some enemies with it, you feel more like Clint Eastwood in The Bridges of Madison County. The Unforgiven has high crit damage, but very low fire rate. The only character that can even remotely make this gun viable is Zero with his Two-Fang skill, a Chaotic Evil class mod, and a Sheriff's badge. And even then, this gun is so lackluster that I'd rather use a basic blue or purple Jacobs pistol that I find on the ground.
I know 5 ways to kill a guy with a sign, Gary! 5!
Coming in at number 5, the Tunguska. This pearlescent torque launcher is named after a tragic incident that flattened nearly 1,000 square miles of Russia in the early 1900s. This torque launcher lives up to its name by exploding in the air and flattening everything nearby, often including the user. On top of that, the Tunguska is a pretty low damage launcher, outpowered by nearly all legendaries, and quite a few lower rarity launchers as well. Like most pearls, this gun is primarily a gimmick item useful for little more than its high resale value.
Okay, here we are at number 4!
Coming in at number 4, the Cradle. Now, this shield takes its name from the phrase, from the cradle to the grave, which is a play on the words, which in this case makes perfect sense, as this shield will send you to your grave. When depleted, this shield will reload like a T-Door weapon and do damage to nearby enemies. The first good chance to get this shield comes around level 18 as a drop from Henry in the Highlands Overlook area, and it's not too horrible of a shield back then. However, normal mode is all about finding gear for a few levels at a time, and by the time you find this again on True Vault Hunter mode, its damage output is so low that its special ability is absolutely worthless. On top of requiring your shield to be stripped, you also have to aim where you want the explosive reload to go, and that's nearly impossible in fighting mobs of enemies. Even if you luck out and hit one, it does less than 10,000 damage, which is a tickle to an ultimate mode enemy.
And now we're down to number 3!
Coming in at number 3, the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Now, every once in a while you'll find a tubby enemy, and then you see that sweet golden drop, but then you discover it's a Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. This roller coaster of emotions will leave even the most seasoned Vault Hunter disappointed. This doll manufactured booster shield is absolutely the worst legendary shield in the game. Firstly, booster shields in general just aren't great. Second, this shield drops an IED booster, which when deployed is just as deadly to the wearer as it is to nearby enemies. But let's say you luck out and you get a whiskey Tango with shock resistance. Surely that will protect you from the IEDs, right? Nope, the shield lives up to its acronym, WTF.
Number 2!
Coming in at number 2, the Bearcat. This ultra rare pearlescent assault rifle makes the number 2 spot for a number of reasons. First of all, for as rare as this thing is to get, it's functionally worse than a white rarity assault rifle for damage output. Now you add to that it has no crit modifier as it shoots out grenade projectiles, and those grenades can potentially kill you, and it's easy to see why this gun is near the top of the list. But that's not all. This is a dull assault rifle, so that means it's burst fire when aimed down sights, and it still gets worse. On top of all that nightmare fuel, this weapon consumes 6 ammo per shot, which, if you're math genius like me, means that it consumes 18 ammo per trigger pull, which is absolutely ridiculous considering how little damage you're going to get out of this gun. The Bearcat is, without a doubt in my mind, one of the worst pearlescent items in the game.
Okay, here it is, the big kahuna, number 1!
Coming in at number 1, the Wanderlust. Now what is worse than an E-Tech pistol? A pearlescent weapon that acts like an E-Tech pistol. The Wanderlust is so notoriously bad that it takes the number 1 spot on this list. Want to use this gun to shoot somebody that's right in front of you? Well, that's too bad, because the homing darts from this gun are going to float around the area for a while before they make their way to the other enemy that's 20 yards behind the guy that just killed you. But fear not, right? This is a pearlescent item. Surely it will do enough damage to kill that other guy and get you up from fight for your life, right? Yeah, not so much. Upon hitting an enemy, the projectiles explode, which guess what? Those can hurt you too. And then, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, this gun, like the Bearcat, cannot score critical hits. So by the time you reach ultimate mode, where you can actually get this item, it's no longer a functional weapon versus enemies that have health regen. So any redeeming quality to this gun? No, not a single bit. Well, I mean, I guess the darts do eventually hit something, so there's that. So that's my top 10 worst pearls and legendaries in Borderlands 2. If you like this video and you like what I do here, then hit that like button. If you're new, then make sure you hit subscribe. If you want to see more of my top 5s and top 10s, then click on the links on the screen right now or in the description down below. If you're a fan of live streams, then make sure you follow me on Twitch where I stream nearly every day. Link to that is in the description below as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.